Hey there, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. In keeping up with this week's Open University theme, I thought that I should take a step back and use this opportunity to give some tips on how to stay motivated while studying at home. I came up with this video idea with distant learning students in mind, but if you are still taking online classes because reasons, then this video is for you as well. So without further ado, let's get started. Tip number 1, determine your goals. I know this sounds super cheesy, but it really does work. We are goal-minded beings and we need something to strive towards in order to get things done. It can't just be do work or study either. You need to be absolutely clear in your goal or goals so you know exactly what you need to do in order to achieve them. I used to have a small to-do list card with things that I need to do within the period of a week and the things that I need to do daily in order to achieve my goals. While I was studying with the OU, I had a daily goal of either reading one chapter in the textbook for the week, or if my module was completely online based, I had to go through at least 2 sections of my weekly study unit. When I was writing my assignments, I had a goal of writing at least 20% of the overall word count per day, and I gave myself a personal deadline of 2 days before the actual deadline. This allowed me to reach little goals in order to achieve my ultimate goal, which was to finish my 3,000 word essay or something. Giving myself a personal deadline allowed me some spare room for tweaking and editing my assignment before sending it off. Sometimes I found myself wanting to write more than 20% in order to achieve my ultimate goal faster. Those little 20% checkpoints sparked something in my brain and it just made me keep going, and I enjoyed that feeling. But sometimes I just got brain tired from writing only 600 words that I felt like it was enough for me to reach that little goal for the day, and then I would reward myself appropriately. More on that later. I've been trying to apply this tip to my work life, and for the most part it's been very helpful. So if you are having trouble with your own studies, you should try this out for yourself. Tip number 2. Make a schedule. This is extremely important. You will need a schedule in order to achieve those goals that I spoke about earlier. Going to school, having lunch, attending classes or lectures are all a part of an educational schedule. Since most of you don't physically go to an institution, you will need to take that routine and bring it home. So do almost everything that you normally do before going out. Wake up, take a shower, get dressed. Yes, really, although you don't need that much makeup on. Go to a separate room within your house or accommodation in order to do your study. Your brain needs to realize that it's work time and not rest time. So as tempting as it might be, you really shouldn't be sitting on your bed in your pajamas doing your work. You can wear a nice pair of comfy pants though, like these Uniqlo ones. If you support me on Patreon, or if you've watched my isolation vlog here, you'd notice that I never do my studying in the bedroom. I'm either in the living room or in the kitchen where there's lots of natural light. Another important thing that you need to consider. Set this into your daily routine and you should do just fine. Tip number 3, alarms, alarms, alarms. You already have an alarm for when you should wake up, so set an alarm for when you should start studying, and another one for when you should be having lunch, and so on and so forth. Using alarms will help you stick to your schedule a lot better, and using calendar alerts can keep you aware of when you should be attending classes. Always set an alert for maximum of 15 minutes before your class begins, so you can be prepared beforehand. Technology can be your enemy or your friend, so make it your friend. Setting alarms can help you get into the groove of your schedule, and it can help in making studying a daily habit. Tip number 4, take notes, and lots of them. I know students who take notes on their laptop, and that's absolutely fine, but personally I prefer to use a good old notebook. There was something that I read somewhere a long time ago that said that the act of physically writing down notes rather than typing it onto your computer helps you retain the information longer. Organize your thoughts and your lessons into a notebook. Make it neat and colorful if you like, if that helps. It most definitely helped me. I did this for the entirety of my studies, and I loved how when I was writing an assignment I could always just refer back to the notes that I've written and avoid going through my textbooks again and again, wondering where exactly I read that one little thing that I'm pretty sure that I've read before. Tip number 5, get rid of distractions. Do not, I repeat, do not do anything else but study during your study time. Trust me, I know it's really tempting to open up YouTube to catch up with your favorite vloggers instead of being productive, but you should stop doing that. I know, it's easier said than done. So I recommend that you download a browser extension that blocks all of these procrastination-inducing websites for you during a specific amount of time. I'll put in browser-specific download links in the description below. I personally use LeechBlock to block YouTube and Netflix during my study/now work time. Since I've blocked social media websites indefinitely, here's what my settings look like. You should also put your phone out of arm's reach and on silent mode, not even with vibrations. I personally don't have any social media on my phone because I'm currently on a social media sabbatical, but even getting iMessages or WhatsApp messages constantly, it can get quite distracting. So I stick my iPhone on Do Not Disturb, keep it away while I'm studying, and that's it. If you're worried about missing an emergency, you can set your D&D settings in a way that it will ring only for specific people. For me, I only let it ring for my mother. I know normal people have a really hard time separating themselves from social media like I have, so I would just say use the website blockers and put your phone away during your study period. It will really help you be more productive with your studies, and it's actually really helpful for mental health to take some breaks from social media. So just think about it, okay? Tip number 6, give yourself breaks. This is really important to add to your schedule as well. You need to give your brain some time to rest and absorb the information that you've just learned before you can add any more information in your brain. But take breaks in a healthy way. Take a 15-minute break every hour or so and walk around. Avoid looking at social media as best you can, because doing that won't actually help you. In fact, it's the opposite of helping. So don't do it. This would be very difficult for a lot of people to do, but I personally find it a very effective way to spend your breaks. Sit and do nothing for at least 5 minutes. Meditate. Reflect on what you've been working on. Maybe use your 15-minute break to sit outside. Sit in the sun, sit in nature if you can, like in a garden or in a park. Because I live in an apartment building, I don't have a garden, so I'll sit on my balcony where I get sun in the afternoons. Vitamin D. Tip number 7, give yourself rewards. A surefire way to keep yourself motivated is to reward yourself at suitable intervals. For example, if I've done 4 hours of productive assignment writing, I will reward myself with an hour's worth of Switch gaming before continuing on with my assignment. Again, using an alarm. But if you're not a video game person, you can reward yourself with a snack or watch one YouTube video. At the end of the day, reward yourself for a hard day's worth of studying with your favorite ice cream or maybe even a glass of wine. But don't reward yourself too often, because otherwise your brain is not going to appreciate it as much as when you reward yourself sparingly. And please do not use meals as a reward, because that's just cruel. Tip number 8, reflect on your day's lessons. While you're enjoying your end of the day reward on your balcony or in your garden, try to reflect upon what you've studied that day. Ask yourself these questions. What was interesting about what I studied? What did I find boring? How can I apply what I've just learned to my own life? I found this tip really helpful throughout my study, and it helped me maintain my interest. Every day I would excitedly tell my boyfriend about the things that I learned today, albeit in a more understandable manner. Turning what I learned into more digestible pieces of information for my boyfriend made it easier for me to remember them and to regurgitate them during my assignments. And finally, tip number 9, put your education first. This is the hardest thing to do, but it is the most important thing. You can only do your degree once, so you should make the best of it in order to make the best out of yourself. If someone in your life is causing you trouble, push them aside. Tell them that you'll sort them and your problems later. But for right now, you need to concentrate on your education. Do this with family as well. I know it sounds mean, but your education matters a lot more than whatever petty issues might come up. If people care about you, then they'll understand. If not, then they probably shouldn't be in your life. Make friends with people who want the best for you. I know, it's easier said than done, but with discipline, you can do it. And besides, nowadays it's really easy to ignore or unfriend someone, so it does help you get your way. Plus, if you avoid using social media, like in tip number 5, it will be even easier to do it. So always put your education first. So yeah, that is my advice on how to stay motivated as a distant learning student. Whether you're enrolled in a distance learning institution like the Open University, or if your BRIC University currently has online only classes. This is the last video in my online learning series, so if you have any questions or future video suggestions, please leave them in a comment below and I'll do my very best to answer them. If you like this video, please give the like button a bit clickety click. It will help others find this video. If you're new to my channel, please do subscribe and share this video with your fellow classmates if you think they need help. Hope to catch you in the next one. Bye.